Local coverage you can count on.
Tracking Tropical Storm Dorian as it moves across the far Atlantic.
The 11 p.m. advisory just in. Storm Team 5 Chief Meteorologist Steve Weigel with the new details. Steve?
Yes, and there are some changes in this one. Here you go. In the tropical Atlantic, we have a weak tropical wave just off the coast of Bermuda with a 20% chance of developing. But all eyes on this one. Dorian continues to churn away from Africa. It's still about 3,000 miles away from our area, but it's interesting to see a storm so far east in the Atlantic in July. Very unusual for the storm to form that far toward the east and off the coast this time of year. Typically, we see this in mid-August through about mid-September. But here's a look at it tonight. Showers and storms near the center, an indication that it could see further strengthening. The winds kept at 50 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 20. The Hurricane Center telling us that the winds are probably a little bit less than that. The readings tonight indicate that the winds are probably around 45. They kept it at 50, though, and expected to intensify slowly as it heads toward the Leeward Islands on Sunday and Monday. The 5-day forecast track now has the winds at 65 miles an hour. That's a bump up from earlier today, and a position stays about the same as we saw earlier. The reason for that, the models are very tightly clustered the next 4 to 5 days. Unusually high confidence in the forecast track. It's the intensity forecast that we have some concerns about. Some of the models want to weaken this as it moves over temperatures, ocean temperatures that are below 80 degrees. Those are the blue areas. That will be the track the next about 36 hours. After that, if it stays together, it moves over some very warm water, well above 80, as it heads toward Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the rest of the Leeward Islands. So it's an interesting situation. Looks like it'll keep on this west or west-northwest track right through day 4 and day 5, and the reason for that, the Bermuda High, which steers these systems across the Atlantic and become more of a threat to the U.S. East Coast after that. But there are a couple of things that could hinder this: cool water temperatures, dry Atlantic air the next couple of days, and the fast forward motion. We'll talk about our forecast through the next few coming up.
Steve, thank you.